Florida's open. Florida State, what's going to happen now that Mike Norvell's 0-4 in the ACC and has won just one conference game since the conclusion of the 2023 season?
I mean, we said, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago that it's done. They're just going to figure out when to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Stanford may move that timeline up, right? I don't think they really wanted to have to do it this year or this week. I mean, they're boxed up and ready to move into the football-only facility. So, and I believe that's tomorrow. So, do you want the symbolism of that?
I mean,
for the photo ops, you going to let Norvell move into the football-only facility, or are you going to pull the plug today or tomorrow morning? That's my thought.
Yeah. I mean, clean slate, fresh start.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And that way you can message, hey, we're serious about this. We won the lawsuit against the ACC. We got the stadium done. We have the new building done. Our address, we're still in the state of Florida. You should be able to recruit here if you actually put effort into it.
All right. What about Auburn?
So here's my question on this. If you're Freeze and you want to coach again in the sport, you don't really want to get fired, right? Obviously, you're battling the cancer stuff, right? The health stuff. Do you do basically like a medical, like hey, let's talk about this buyout. Let me walk away once I get healthy again, assuming, like legitimately here, like assuming he beats it and comes out good on the other side. Maybe he goes and he can coach, I don't know, Arkansas State or Memphis or something down the line, right?
I think he can go and coach at that level as long as he wants to.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I had a guy be like, hey, the only real thing there are some people who like DJ Durkin. Durkin's done a good job with the defense. If you fire him now, that gives Durkin a lot of runway to maybe win some ball games. And we don't really want to hire DJ Durkin, but maybe there are some people in the booster thing who like him. So I don't know if I buy that. I'd be shocked if Auburn is DJ Durkin, but I don't know. I'm not as confident on the timing of Auburn.
Got it. What about LSU?
I seem to be the only one that thinks like that could move. I don't know. Is anybody else thinking like that's going to go? But I mean, look at the remaining schedule. It's not friendly.
You seem to be the only one that's thinking that it's not going to go, or that it
will.
No,
I think I'm like the only one that, like, from looking around, nobody else seems to have Brian Kelly on like watch today.
I mean, if you don't want to have
outside of our show, like right. I mean, we're looking at it, we're like, guys, you got A&M and Bama next. Arkansas can probably score on you, and I mean, there's no guarantee your offense shows up. And like, are you going to score any points at Oklahoma?
Not against that defense.
Right.
Not the way they're playing right now offensively. I think that I've got Brian Kelly and LSU more on the, I don't know. I see things careening that way. It wasn't like today where I'm checking in Gainesville to say, right, like, what time are coaches getting to the facility? Those kinds of questions. Exactly. So that's kind of where I'm at right there. What about Wisconsin? Saw them on America's Most Watched Network, the network of stars. They had a hell of a fake punt in the fourth quarter.
That was a fake punt.
That was a awesome. I might be coaching my last game. We're pulling this out. We're just going to let this guy do it. And boy, he was hyped. Come out of a less than enthusiastic jump around, but then you get him going again with the fake punt. Happy for the sideline. Happy for the punter on that one.
I mean, if the AD fires him, is the AD firing himself?
Tough dynamic.
Kind of question I have to answer, right?
Yeah, maybe not. The Virginia Tech situation has kind of changed my tune on that, where now the university can decide to set up these search committees where the athletic director is not the one making the hire.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
We've talked a lot about we've talked a lot about that dynamic with the athletic director. We've talked a lot about, are you going to be able to fire the coach, or what's the athletic director? Is he going to want to hang on? I think that the big business of college football and a college football program has reached the point that universities are very much in the, like, let's put a committee together rather than put this all in one person's hands. I think that if they need to move, then they should be able to pull it together and move. I would think so.
So if you're Wisconsin, and we're assuming Fickle's out, right?
But again, don't know when, but
Yeah.
I believe the Badgers will have a new head coach for 2026.
Yeah, there's no way this is tenable to run it back.
Correct.
Like, at all.
Correct.
Is it Lance Leipold and then Jason Eck? Are there other obvious names that I'm missing?
I think Lance Leipold is it Occam's razor? Is that the one? So it's like the most obvious solution is sometimes is it. Yeah, exactly. The guy who won championships at Wisconsin Whitewater might be the one who is ready to come here and like help modernize and also stabilize a Wisconsin program that love Luke Fickell, but like that program had an identity crisis under his watch. And so now they need an identity stabilizer. And I think Lance Leipold might be able to do that.
I think that's fair. He's also losing Daniel. So, if you were going to get out.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could also say that, hey, you've had a couple hot seasons at Kansas. History says that you're going to pull right down. That's a sell while the stock is high situation.
And Kansas does have a lot of new investments, so I do not expect that Kansas is going to go right back to the basement.
Right.
But they probably have more downward mobility than upward.
Yep.
Kentucky lost in overtime. That still feels like a whole lot of money to come up with, man.
Yeah.
$37 million, and a lot of it's due like now.
It doesn't feel like he's getting fired. It does not feel like there is an urge from the university to answer that question or figure that out right now.
Yeah.
So let that one play out. Any other names that we should watch for hot seat or just like general candidates as you've been thinking about this?
Colorado State lost last night, right?
Yes, they did. Jay Norvell.
Yeah, that's probably that may have run its course.
I would probably agree with you.
Petrino scored a whole lot of points on A&M, man.
I know. I think he's going to get the job.
I kind of think so too.
Yeah.
Other Florida candidates, just to put a bow on this from my perspective. Do you call Ashley?
Yeah.
Okay. I do too.
I think money would be a problem.
Because SMU would fight pretty hard.
Yeah. And this.
And would you rather live in Highland Park or Gainesville? Yeah. I mean, come
on. And beyond that, I'm not trying to. Look, Rhett. I know Rhett's a huge fan of the Cover 3 podcast. So Rhett, I apologize in advance. Feel free to tell me how disrespectful this was. But when you're playing poker and you do get into like one of these bidding wars, sometimes you're just in the bidding war, but you're like, oh man, I don't know about this hand. Like,
right.
If you end up getting in a bidding war and then you win the bidding war and what you get is a Rhett Lashley, are you going to be like, oh man, I could have gotten a Lane Kiffin for this right now,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that's going to be money is going to be an interesting factor because as I feel like I need to remind the rest of the country, this is a university community at Southern Methodist University. That said, don't worry about giving us media rights checks for 9 years. We'll foot the bill.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Yeah. Kurt Cignetti ain't going anywhere. That extension at Indiana.
Yeah.
He says he wants to retire a Hoosier. I believe him. He's gonna coach. He's gonna win a whole lot of ball games, and then if he stops winning ball games, the shtick will start to wear on people, and he will have changed Indiana football forever. Everyone will be happier for it. So I'm not sending Kurt to Penn State. I'm not sending Kurt to Florida. I think that I believe him. I think he'll be at Indiana to run this thing out.
No chance Florida goes coordinator, right?
I just don't know who that would be. Will Stein.
Yeah, but I would think like Will Stein. Like, is Texas too big of a job if something went sideways with Sark? Like, he's from Texas, right?
Right.
I mean, Kirby Moore does a really nice job at Missouri, but probably not like that's like you just go get Drink, not Kirby.
This is Florida.
I know there's been some like talk about Glenn Schumann, but like he's not having a good year this year overall. Right. So
Yeah. I would I would not be going for the coordinator. Hey, I mean, honestly, Florida State's offensive coordinator. If you're going to hire a coordinator,
I don't think he's going to be a head coach again.
okay. Just like his own personal motivations. Like I was thinking about retiring, you know?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I do not think he wants to deal. Like if you didn't want to deal with all the stuff that comes with being a head coach at UCF, multiply that by about $1 billion at UF.